Remember how I made a video of how to tune a guitar by ear? Well, I figured I'd give a run at it on the banjo, but from my experience. Granted, I've learned this from no one. I literally just picked this up myself, but here we go. Remember how I told you how the strings on the guitar were E, A, D, G, B, E, or Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie? Well, here's how it goes on the banjo. Well, you see on the banjo, it's actually much differently noted. The top and the shortest string is G, and it goes G, D, G, B, D, which is pretty friggin' hard to... Now, this is open G tuning, which, if you strum it, will make a G note. And that's why they call it open G string, like open G tuning. Now, that's hard to remember, so how I remember, and I literally just make this up, so feel free to use it and go with it. It's a good day, goodbye, Daryl, or Derek, or whatever name you want to use that starts with D. Use your imagination. But that's how I often remember it, is good day, goodbye, Daryl. G, D, G, B, D. You know, so that might help you out. So let's get into how to tune by ear. I'll come in a little closer. So as you remember from tuning the guitar, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your tuning, and that's right under your peg for a banjo, but there's not much there, so your top string here, your fifth string, kind of starts on the 5th fret. But I'm going to come back to this top string a little later, which is different from the guitar, obviously, but you'll see why by the end. If you're tuning by ear and you're more worried about the notes of the strings being closer to each other opposed to being in perfect harmony of like the actual notes they should be, this is a way you can do it. So you can start on the 5th fret like you did on the guitar, but you're going to go down to the 2nd string from the top and pluck the 5th fret of it would be, I guess, the 4th string or the 2nd from the top, and the string below it should be the same. I'm a little off, as you can tell, but here's where we vary from the guitar. So when you go down to the next string, instead of playing the 5th fret, you're going to come down to the 4th fret. And those two should be the same. As you can tell, those are all also off for me. But, this is more of a tutorial. It's not to show you how tune I'm in. So for your last string on the bottom, your 1st string, you're going to come down one more fret to the 3rd fret. And it's the same thing. The bottom string should be in tune with that. And again, I'm not in perfect tune. So that's not exactly it. But let's get into the top string right here. Now, the reason I wanted to save the top string for the last is because this one kind of goes backwards from how you might tune a guitar, for example. Most of the time, as I showed you when you're tuning a guitar, you'll pluck a string on the 5th fret, and the string below it should match it. And again, this isn't a testimony of how in tune I'm in. It's to show you what it should be. But with this top string here, it's completely different, because you can tell the top string is really, really high, and the string below it is way lower. So obviously I can't just go on 5, I can't just, like, even when it's open, how do I tune this to this? If it's so low, it's meant to be that low, right? So this is where it's kind of reverse. So you can tune your fifth string, the top G, to your D string by holding the 17th fret on the D string, on the second string from the top, which would be your fourth string. And it's hard to get it. I don't use picks, so it's a little hard to get a high note like that. But those two should be relatively the same. So, I mean, I guess if you were tuning, you'd want to tune your fourth string, your D string to your G before you start going down. But that's kind of like the reverse caveat of tuning a banjo. Now, granted, banjo is my newest instrument that I've picked up throughout my life, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm Earl Scruggs and I'm like the best banjo player out there. I'm not. This is coming from quite a few years of playing a few other instruments and with my experience on guitar. And nobody really taught me how to tune by ear like this on a banjo. I picked this up from my experience on the guitar. And as well, for the notes, I got this from my tuner. I'm not going to claim, like you might hear different notes for tuning. I'm not going to claim exactly what's right or wrong because, as I said, I'm still picking it up and learning, and I'm, you know, just saying that, like, I mean, this could be a way you could tune your banjo to play a wee bit. So in the future, I'll probably show you a few things I do know so far, things I'm learning. And I also want to make a quick history video on the banjo because some people are shocked on where the banjo originally came. So, I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope, all is well. Take care, and happy holidays. Take care. And oh yeah, for the record, I've noticed some of my videos that I've posted retaining to the guitar or banjo. I've noticed that if you are looking at it just as you're watching YouTube normally, you might not always see my guitar or my hands all too well. But if you go into full screen, it seems to work better that way. So I'm getting used to editing and shooting these videos. Because when I'm looking at myself in these videos, I'm seeing a good portion of myself. It's not until I upload it when I realize there's a problem. So if you guys have any tips or tricks on that sort of thing, I'm definitely down for hearing about it in the comments. We're all learning, right? So hope you're all doing well and take care.